Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. Nope, that's a lie. It's Tuesday. Oh, crap. I'm one day ahead. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Anyway, it's the 18th. I know that. So that's a step in the right direction. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction. And depending where you are in the world, you may be seeing the new moon crossing the sky today or tomorrow. A new moon is not generally a moon you can see, but through the daylight you can often see its outline, within the daytime skies. It kind of chases the sun across the sky. And the new moon is all about new beginnings. This is the brand new start to the cycle, a new cycle, right? And it's the new moon is in Leo. This is the sun sign of Leo. So really what I feel like this new moon is kind of, discussing is really that new beginning in love, in your ego, in how you go about kind of like showing your sun attributions to the world. Okay, so I am going to do a reading here for the divine feminine and then also one for the divine masculine. So this is the divine feminine reading and we are going to get right into it. So a couple of housekeeping things. I am outside. That cute little pup you see in the background, that her name is Nova. Anyway, she's funny. You'll probably hear her bark. She's sitting there. That's her favorite spot to sit. That beautiful tree behind her or beside her there houses many squirrels who she feels like should not live on our property. So anyway, my very beautiful ponies are all in the field behind her, happily eating their breakfast. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to start with the energy oracle here. And we're going to pull 5 energy cards for the past energies, the present energy, the energy of the hidden influence, the energy of the advice, and then the energy of the possible outcome. And then we'll pull tarot for each of those individually. So if we get interrupted, I do apologize. That does happen sometimes in my busy house. Okay, let's shuffle. All right, so for the divine feminine. The divine feminine. Hidden energy of the hidden influence. Advice, energy of the advice. Of course. Wow, those are some pretty strong energies. All right, so let's look at this. On the bottom here, oh, wow. So on the bottom of the deck, it's often talking about kind of the underlying, the base kind of root to the reading here. And the first 3 cards out are envy, all tied up, and then walking away. Can you understand why one must walk away from these 2 cards here? Because oftentimes in our life, we become envious of things that other people have. Whether it's actual possessions, whether it's relationships, whether it's just who they are as a person. We can't see our own worth. And so therefore we see, other people as they express themselves and their worth in their life. We see that as something that we oftentimes become envious of. And those envious kind of natures, those envious kind of... that envious thinking, okay, just that energy of that envious, it ties us, it binds us, it really holds us in a place that we are unable to actually be ourselves, because we want something that is not for us. We want something that is someone else's. And therefore, by wanting something of somebody else's and constantly, drawing in that energy, really the law of attraction is you continue to bring them more things. The more you are envious of somebody else's stuff, the more they will actually, reap in the rewards of your envy. Because, as you wish that energy, as you wish, I wish for what they have, Spirit, the universe can't decipher that. All the universe hears is, I wish they have, it's giving them more. But notice here how the moonlight is really like almost illuminating, kind of shining away for this girl. And it's illuminating the butterflies here because it is saying there's a need here for transformation. In order to free yourself, you must transform yourself. You must walk away from this to a temple path, to your place of healing, to your sacred space, you know? That is, and look, the door to personal healing and happiness is behind that. You know, and there's indecision and the seventh chakra, and that can often talk, like the seventh chakra is talking about your divine connection and really, you know, how you see yourself connecting to a higher, you know, and we all, I mean, there is religion and then there's spirituality. I come from a religious background and I do have very strong, you know, religious beliefs, but I am a spiritual person. So therefore I connect on a spiritual level, if that makes any sense to you. All right, let's pull some tarot here for the divine feminine. So adjacent possibilities was the first energy out here, and that's the energy of the past. And adjacent possibilities is doors, it's openings, it's new way forwards. You know, it's the ability to like have a whole crap ton of options before you. Okay, adjacent possibilities. Okay, look at all the doorways. There was many, as a past energy, it's saying there has been many doors, you know, open before you. And one thing about open doors that we must acknowledge is they don't all have to be walked through. You know what I mean? You don't have to, just because the door's open doesn't mean you have to go through it. You can maybe pop your head in and look, but it doesn't necessarily mean that all doors are for us. It's very important that we pick the doors that align to who we are, the person that we want to be. You know, and we really, as an awakening and as, you know, the Leo new moon here, you know, this is a great opportunity for you to really choose who it is that you want to become as an individual. You know, who it is that you want your ego to show up and be, what that ego looks like. You know, is it a boastful, rude ego, or is it an ego that is empathetic and compassionate and understanding, and one that is growing and working for the overall kind of goodness of the universe, right? Adjacent possibilities. Look at that, Three of Wands, the adjacent possibilities. So as a past energy with the Three of Wands, it's saying there was almost these doors before you were new opportunities and new ways to go forward with who you are spiritually. You know, the Three of Wands is often talking about the spirituality that our spiritual journey. You know, it's setting out. Here she's sitting, you know, standing by the ocean, and she's setting out into this, you know, into all of this new color, this new inspiration, right? And she's setting out because she knows that the way she has been going, there's a need to change. She wants something deeper. She wants something more fulfilling, right? The adjacent possibilities is a past energy, and then that Three of Wands and the Empress came out behind it. You know, it's almost as though within these adjacent possibilities and within all of these doorways, there was this choosing of the direction that you wanted to go, the empress that you wanted to become. And within choosing of that empress, you choose your power of manifestation. You know, you align yourself to be able to co-create with spirit, okay? The present energy is the cornucopia, look. Because when you align yourself with spirit, when you align yourself with a journey that is authentic to you and serving to you and whole to you, you know, something that you show up, and because there is not one solid empress, right? Like we all need to show up to be our own empresses and emperors in our worlds, but it is very important that we all show up to be our own unique empress. My empress is not the same as yours. They shouldn't be. They won't be, right? If we are true to ourselves, then therefore we must be unique. We must not be the same as others, right? And within this past energy and really this kind of discovering maybe of self here, and discovering of your, you know, your co-creating powers here, it has allowed you to really bring in this cornucopia in the present energy. And the cornucopia, it's fulfillment, it's happiness. Like, look at the sun just radiating in there. And see the butterfly up there? There's transformation, right? The butterfly has transformed. And therefore she is, you know, reaping in the fruits of all of the wonderful things here, right? The cornucopia is your happiness. The cornucopia is fulfillment for you. The cornucopia is the goodness and you know, and the abundance that you have been praying for. Look at that, 10 of Wands. You know, the cornucopia is at the ending of this 10 of Wands, because the 10 of Wands is the acknowledgement that we are going through cycles. You know, that cycles are tough, that we are, the 10 of Wands is almost like that last 100 meters in a dash, right? Not in a dash, in a marathon, right? And it's the toughest 100 meters of the whole flipping race, I would imagine. I don't know. I've never ran a marathon. That sounds like something that just is not for me. But anyway, if I were to run a marathon, that last 100 meters would seem like the entire race to me, I feel, right? Because you have put in so much hard work to already get there. And it's like, you can see the finish line, you know, but the journey's been heavy. So now it's even harder to finish out that last that last little bit. And that's what the 10 of Wands is saying. With this cornucopia, it's saying the cornucopia is yours. It's right at the end of that, 100 meters. You're right there. You're so flipping close, right? But you have to actually carry the burdens and finish the cycles. That's what the 10 of Wands is saying. That's why it's a 10, because it's a completion. You have to finish out the healing here. You have to finish out the healing process in order to enjoy the sun, in order to, open yourself up. And the healing isn't being like, okay, well, I'm just going to shove that deep down inside and I'm not going to acknowledge that. No. The healing is in the digging it out. The healing is in completing that last 100 meters and acknowledging that, look, this is holding me back and this is really hurt and this is really, done what it's done in my life. But in order to move forward from this suffering, I need to acknowledge the pain and acknowledge the lessons. And I just need to finish it. I just need to finish it here. I need to complete what needs to be done so that I can forgive what needs to be forgiven. And that doesn't mean that you have to go to somebody and be like, hey, I forgive you. No. But you can forgive them to the Lord. You can forgive them to the higher, whatever that is to you. The hidden influence here is the thinking woman. The hidden influence is the fact that you are in this state right now of higher thinking, of elevated thought. You are in this place of changing your views. See the stairway behind her? She's leveling up here, baby. This is the hidden influence, that what you are really, and look at again, the butterfly, the transformation here. She's doing self-work. She's got her nose in books here. She's got a scroll in her hand. She's doing the research here to actually align herself to the person and the life and the place that she wants to be. She wants to become the woman that she wants to become here. Page of Pentacles. Because she's at a new beginning. She's starting a new tangible life here. She, as a human, wants to show up and actually begin anew. And as a hidden influence, it is this acknowledgement that you are in this stage. There is new beginnings. And maybe you can't even see that yet. Maybe some of that is still kind of hidden to you in the realm that you can't see. You are really, this hidden influence is your acknowledgement to the movement forward. And you cannot hold your past self to knowledge that, knowledge you didn't know, right? As you grow and you really become, a changed person in your journey here, you must forgive yourself and allow yourself the grace of being like, okay, well, I didn't know back then what I know now. Okay. And what you know now, you now have to go forward with, when you have the information, you have to leave behind the old ways, the old patterns, the old ideas. Okay. The old limitations that you set for yourself. It is the need here to go forward as a whole new beginning. The Page of Pentacles is all about that beginning step, that tangible beginning step as a person, as a different kind of changed being here. She's on a mountaintop because she's like, I've taken the climb, and she acknowledges here that there are cups that just have to be left. She has to walk away from certain things. And we have to be brave enough to walk in a different direction. Patience. Patience was the advice. Look at that. Patience was the advice because it takes time. We cannot see how the stars are aligning. In order for our paths to kind of all ripple and play out and, and be blessed with the people and the experiences and the opportunities that we want in our life, we have to allow them to unfold in Spirit's pace, in Spirit's timing. Okay, that's how that all rolls together, right? You have to have faith. You have to have the faith and the intuition. The Queen of Wands here in the Judgment. As patience, it's understanding, that your co-creating powers, your intuition, your lessons in life, they have brought you to this place of where you are, to this place where you are, right? That's the Queen of Wands. She's on fire with who she is. Spiritually, she's on fire with who she is, emotionally, she's well balanced, but she gets where she's at and she understands that the life she wants to co-create, she can allow the fire to grow in her hand. Kind of like this patience woman, right? Look at the clock is burning in her hand. And the Queen of Wands allows the greater and the higher to take that flame, and when the time is right, to allow it to transform, to allow it to come into the next being. Because the Queen of Wands has faith that when the time is right, that flame will be put to its use. You know, she has the wisdom. You know, she has the wisdom from the knowledge that she has learned throughout this lifetime. You know, and through that she allowed herself to, you know, release. And I think this is, you know, sometimes this pause and patience as advice, you know, we have to take the time to really acknowledge ourselves, to truly sit with ourselves and really just be like, okay, I need the time right now to acknowledge who I am as a Queen of Wands, to acknowledge who I am as the queen of my own spiritual being, to release what needs to be released, to allow the old and the negative and the limitations of the past just to fall aside. We need to set that aside. That's what the judgment is there for. It's the releasing. And we have to do that again and again in our lives. Because oftentimes in our lives, as we grow, there is limiting beliefs from our past that we have to let go. And you have to allow time to, you know, do its thing. You know, you must be patient that those lessons, they sink in and you learn them to the wholeness and the fullness that they are. Okay? Be patient. Be patient and allow the lessons, you know, allow yourself to not only digest the lessons and the advice and, you know, and the kind of downloads that you get from spirit, but really to like allow them to affect you in your life so that you can move forward, so that you can release. Okay? The possible outcome here was the Magician in the mirror. And I love that because look, the mirror is foggy down here. This is the future. And it's glazed over. It's a mystery because the future is left unwritten. The Magician in the mirror is someone who acknowledges that they have both the power of action and the power of their spiritual guidance in their hands. That the future that they want to write, you know, the life that they want to write, that power is within their hands, and they have the opportunity here to co-create with spirit and change their life, you know, grow their life into in the direction and in, you know, the way that they want to, you know. The Justice, the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Temperance, and the Knight of Swords. You know, the Magician and the mirror here, it is talking about the balance of life, which is the justice, okay? And Libras, this can also, you know, for some Libras out there, this can also be talking very much about you. I feel like Libras right now are very much coming into a lot of their own King of Wands power. And a Libra is an air sign, but Libras are really, as light workers, there are a lot of Libras right now really showing up to really just define who they are as a spiritual being, you know? And aside from the Libras here, there is justice, there's balance, you know, there is karmic balance here, okay? And the universal kind of karmic balance, you know, this Magician in the mirror is the ability, look, to hold the action and the spiritual side of life here in a balance, in an understanding, and acknowledging how you go about showing up in your life as both a spiritual person and as both a person who is action-led, fire-led, you know? Is it important to be ego-led, or is it more important to be soul-led? You know, and that's a decision that we all must make individually for ourselves, but it's something that you really need to sit with, you know? Justice. There's balance in who you are. There's balance in the spiritual being that you show up to be, in this King of Fire. Okay? This King of Wands is somebody who is so solid in the spiritual being that they are. They know the person that they want to show up with, the morals that they want to have behind that, right? And the the Seven of Swords here, like that's talking about sheets. It's talking about things being out in the darkness. And maybe this is something that you just haven't even come forward with yet. You know, it's something that you are doing all of this healing and this growth what's inside you, and it's not something you've brought forward into your everyday life yet. You know, maybe your close friends and those people who really are close to you, they know about it, but the rest of the world has yet to see this changed you. And that's fine, because the Temperance is after that. Look, the Temperance is, again, that understanding and that flexibility. The Temperance is patience. Okay? The temperance is allowing just for that time to unfold naturally so that you're not feeling rushed. You're not feeling pressured, within all of this. Okay, well, I feel like, my soul is growing and I'm having this awakening. But the temperance is saying, okay, don't panic, just allow that to be flexible in your life. Allow yourself to feel and kind of go with the flow here and understand what that spiritual kind of life looks like in an everyday world. Okay? Spirit's guiding you. Spirit is moving you, And the Knight of Swords is often kind of a rushed kind of, it can be a fast moving pace here. But it is also somebody who is just allowing Spirit to guide them, allowing Spirit to move them through this kind of transformation, into the next phase. And that's all you have to be open to. You don't have to be worried about, okay, I need to make this step and I need to make this step and I need to make this step. No. You just have to be open to allow yourself to follow the signs, the synchronicities, the patterns, that Spirit is kind of breadcrumbing you and throwing you along, right? Okay. Let's get a moon card here. Let's get some oracle cards to finish this reading out. A moon card for the new moon. A moon card for the new moon, for the divine feminine. Oh my goodness, look at that. Full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in the way. Is that not important? Do not let your pride get in the way. And believe in the impossible, the blue moon. It isn't so important that we set our egos, that we lead with a soul-led life, not an ego-led life. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love, thoughts for a greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is time to find a balance between your needs and the needs of people around you. This will help all your relationships. Be magnificent without being plain too much. I believe in the impossible here. The blue moon. What is the blue moon saying? As the saying goes, some things happen only once in a blue moon. In other words, hardly ever. Drawing this card suggests that you are about to get a rare chance and that something one-off could well be about to happen. This card is a very positive sign if you felt like you are hoping for too much and asking too much for the universe. Whatever you are asking about, well, it might only happen once in a blue moon, but it can happen. However, this is a rare opportunity before you. It is important that you believe in it. If you convince yourself that whatever you're asking about can never go in your favor, then guess what? It won't go in your favor. Be grateful for this card. It is a reminder to believe in your dreams. I am lucky. Yes, absolutely. Isn't that cool how those both go together? Like, don't let your pride get in your way. Lead with your heart. And, and believe in the impossible. Like, if you are honestly constantly like, oh, that's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay? Show the world the real you. That's on the bottom of the deck there. Show the world the real you. All right. I feel like we're going to get an animal card today. We'll finish out with the Spirit Animal Oracle message. Actually, we'll finish out with the Untethered Soul, but this will be our last Oracle message. The animal spirit that you want the divine feminine spirit to embrace going forward here. The animal spirit for the divine feminine. Oh my goodness, no way. Look at that. Koi fish on the bottom, there is always enough. Do not fear that your pond is too small and that you cannot grow. Spirit will always make sure you have more than enough. The stag spirit, take the lead. And turtle spirit, slow and steady, wins this race. Isn't that beautiful? Take the lead. You know, spirit, even if you're not ready to be a leader right now, the stag spirit is all about taking that lead. It's all about, you know, going forward and allowing spirit to just guide you, allowing yourself to just fall into that place of a leader, right? And the turtle spirit is saying this is a slow and steady kind of race. You know, there is no rush to get to the finish line here. You know, patience, temperance, like, you know, take the time here to allow this growing, allow yourself to really naturally unfold into this position of the leader. Wow. All right. Mm-hmm. Sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. The ancestors and the angels are like, seriously, you're going to leave us out? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let's see. Look at that arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. You know, surround yourself with wholeness, surround yourself with goodness. Do not allow other people here to really, you know, and the hunter, track down your fears and desires. Those ones I feel I'm going to read at least a little bit of both. Arrow. Message, surround yourself with positive people and experiences, environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. If you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals, or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you take time to retreat or to step out of this situation to assess what is going on, what is going to be beneficial for you, do so. In any event, this is a time to call on energy of protection and to place yourself in a space that feels safe. And the hunter. Track down all your fearful thoughts and feelings. When you find them, you will find your desires too. Instead of being hunted down by your fears or other feelings that you have buried, become the hunter. You are being given confidence and strength at this time, so use your power to make a difference. You are not here to cower away or live in shadows. You are here to realize your fullest potential, but this can only occur when you step up and do what needs to be done. When this card arises, there could be an opportunity to face an aspect of your past or bring closure to a situation that has been haunting you. If you are a man or identifying as a male, this card represents your masculinity, an opportunity to know yourself more deeply. If you are a female or identify as a female, this card represents your capacity to be strong, powerful, and overcome limitations. Well, divine feminine, is that not a way? Be the hunter. Track down those fears, babies. Track down those fears and those desires. Do not allow yourself to be hunted down by your limitations or your fears or your doubts anymore. This is the time to change this. This new moon is the perfect time for you just to say, I'm moving in a new direction. The traveler. Move in a new direction. Oh, I love her. All right, untethered. Just because I love you. And I would never want to leave you out. What is your wise words to leave us with today, untethered souls? What do you have to say to the untethered soul of the divine feminine? One to be free. You should be experiencing the life that's happening to you, not the one you wish was happening. Don't waste a moment of life trying to make other things happen. Appreciate the moments you are given. Well, does that not bring out the envy card? Right? Like, walk away from that. You should be experiencing the life that's happening to you, not the one you wish was happening. Don't waste a moment of life trying to make other things happen. Appreciate the moments you were given. Boom. Just like that. All right. Well, Divine Feminine, what a beautiful reading to start this new moon on. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the encouragement and the healing that is to come. I encourage you, I really do. I encourage you to grow. I do. That's what I'm here to do. So until next time, take great care of yourselves. Bye now, guys.